Hello, Ron Moore from my friend Ditto's Wedding Chapel here in Colleyville. Man, this is quite a place, and it is so nice and cool in here. Hey, have you ever been to the place, to the point that is, that you say, God, you need to do something and do it now? Boy, I've been there. You've probably been there too. You know, one thing I found is that God is never in a hurry, but he's always on time. I remember the time we went to start the church up in Denver, Colorado, and my good friend Richard Hogue had promised us $5,000. He was going to send a check for $5,000. Well, the Friday before opening Sunday came, and it wasn't there. Wow, okay, Lord, I need you to do something. Well, I just felt like, I knew that God wanted us to open then. And I knew I could trust my good friend. And so I went ahead, and I'm not advocating writing checks that you don't have the money in the bank for, okay? But I knew that this was a God thing. So I'm telling you, I wrote all the checks, all the deposits, everything that I needed to write. Several $1,000s, and I'm telling you, $5,000 would have sunk our boat. I'd still be in jail. But I wrote those knowing that it was the will of God. And do you know that we opened on that Sunday, and on Monday that check came in? Boy, that's just like what we read about there in Exodus 14. You know, the kids of Israel are now out of Egypt, and they're getting close to the Red Sea, and they're starting to push the panic button. I mean, they're letting Moses have it. Moses, what, were there enough graves there in Egypt for us to die? What were you thinking? We told you just to leave us, the Sam Hill, alone, and yet you just keep on, you know. And so I love this because, you know, it's a principle of leadership. You know, that Moses was strong in front of the kids of Israel. You know, he said, hey, you go ahead. We're going to see the salvation of the Lord, and we're going to see God come through, and we're going to see, he wasn't real sure what he was going to see, but he just knew God was going to rescue him. And so he stood strong in front of the kids of Israel. And then as you read the next verses, and this isn't in there, but it seems to indicate that Moses then, when he got alone before God, said, God, what are we going to do? He starts falling apart. God, what are we going to do? We're all going to die. And the Lord says to Moses, keep marching. Keep marching. And you'll see the salvation of the Lord. Now, I just want to encourage you. Maybe you're at a point today that you're saying, God, I need you to come through yesterday, you know. Well, like Mary and Martha, you know, when Lazarus was dying, he died the other day. Where is the Lord? You know, maybe you're at that point. Well, let me just tell you this truth. The Red Sea never parts until you're right on the very bank of the Red Sea. And that's what happened to Moses and the kids. They were so fickle, kids of Israel. They got right on the bank, and Moses put his rod up, that had now become the rod of God, remember? And sure enough, those Red Seas parted. That Red Sea parted. Hey, I just want to encourage you. If you're on the brink, if you're standing on the banks of the Red Sea, you know, it's like my good buddy Richard Gary sent me a little poster that said sometimes God doesn't remove the Red Sea, but he parts it. So whatever you're facing today, I just want to encourage you, keep marching, keep believing God, keep saying, Lord, I thank you that you are Lord of this situation, and your word says that no harm shall befall me, and I am not going under, but I'm going to go through. And you keep praising the Lord and keep marching, and I'm telling you, watch and see what God's going to do. Because if the Lord spoke it in your life, he will bring it to pass in his timing. Hey, have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you again on Monday, okay? Take care now. God bless. Bye-bye.